All right, so I'm finally back in the shop today, doing an oil change. And also, it's an exciting day because I'm finally doing my rear brake caliper upgrade. So I tried to do this on a budget. I'm using Porsche rear calipers. That is the part number. And then the other one for the other side is just 422 instead of 421. So the goal with these is to replace the factory style rear calipers that I've been using. Of course, I already started taking that side apart, so let's come over here. As you see, we've got drilled and slotted rotors with factory 325 calipers. I need new rotors, as you can see by the rusting on them. I didn't really need to upgrade calipers, but why not, right? If I have to do maintenance on the car, I might as well upgrade the car as well. So I tried to do this on a budget. I bought used calipers that came with brake pads. So they're pretty brand new brake pads. Like they came on the car and like the car was crashed very, very early on in its life. The same thing with these ones. Made sure to buy some that came with good pads so that I didn't have to buy brake pads separate, because obviously having to buy two pairs of brake pads would have increased this this project by probably around $200. So excuse me, I don't know if you can tell by my voice, I might be a little nasally. I definitely came down with something over the weekend. It's now Wednesday, so I've taken a little bit of time to recover, but I finally got this second pair of calipers in, so I really want to do this. So the kit consists of stainless steel lines, more stainless steel lines, factory hard lines in the middle, and then we've got these are the rally road brackets that attach the caliper to the factory mounting position. So this set of calipers was $300. This set of calipers was $260. The rotors were $180, and then these were $360 for the two pairs. So you add it all together, and I'm into this brake upgrade for like $1,200. I already had these from a previous car. So I'm not counting that. I did need to buy these because these are a 90-degree fitting instead of a straight fitting. And I'll show you, you need the 90-degree fitting because, of course, you can't show it on this side. You need the 90-degree fitting because if you look at where the caliper is, it's right behind, or right in front of, I should say, the strut. So with it being in front of the strut, the factory caliper and hose, it comes in at an angle from underneath, so it has the 90-degree built into the caliper. With the Porsche Brembos, the fitting goes into the caliper perpendicular. So you need that 90-degree fitting in order to fit the line between the caliper and the strut, which ends up sitting like right here. So I already took this passenger side apart. I'm trying to do the lines at the moment. So I've got this one disconnected. It's actually, this fitting is seized on this line. So before I destroy it, I'm gonna try and just fix it up a little bit, just see if I can't, you know, free it so that I'm able to install and remove it as necessary without fighting with it. But so this one's already all set. This is the main reason I wanted to upgrade. You see the crack in the rotor right here. So I only needed rotors, but I didn't want, it was one of those things where, yes, I need to maintain the car, but if I'm gonna maintain the car, I might as well do an upgrade, because boy math, right? Why spend, you know, almost $200 on rotors when I could spend $1,200 and get these fancy looking gigantic calipers as well? So calipers, new lines, new rotors, adapter brackets, oil change. Oh, and then there was one other thing that needed to happen. Let me grab this bracket. So with this bracket on, it actually interferes with the upper control arm. So what I need to do is I'm gonna have to put this bracket on, and also the bracket and the caliper on this side, and see if I can clearance either the bracket or the control arm so that it doesn't touch, because the brackets are designed to work on the rear. They were never designed to go on the front as the handbrake. They were only ever designed for the foot brake. So what I'm doing isn't exactly how they were designed, but you can definitely make it work. So I notched the control arm a little bit. You can see it right there. It actually didn't really need all that much cut out of it. It was just a little piece, like, you know, a little triangle, probably that long. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lock down this bracket. I'm going to put the other bracket on, going to put the rotor on, and then put the calipers on. Once I have the calipers on, I can disconnect the strut. With the strut disconnected, I can use the floor jack and a pole to move this arm up and down. So I just want to make sure that the caliper is not going to hit the arm at all. Yeah, but that actually brings me to the next thing that I wanted to show you. Yes, I needed new rotors. And the whole point of trying to upgrade the rotors is getting something that can do a better job of dissipating heat. Because with drifting, you are either on your left foot brake or you are using the hand brake, and both of those things are not good for your rear brakes. So the goal is to get a bigger vented rotor that is able to dissipate heat better. So look at the size difference between the old rotor and the new rotor. So this is what happens when your rotor overheats, especially if it's drilled, it's going to crack. You see the crack right here? So it's a solid disc. So the only way for it to dissipate heat is either with the surface area that is not being clamped, or by letting heat go through the holes and through the slots. So not that great. But then when you look at the new one, you see that it's vented. And not only is it vented, but the amount of surface area is huge. So look at that compared to this. So it's pretty big difference. So not only is the friction surface larger, but with the diameter being, let's see if I can line this up somewhat, probably about an inch and a half, all larger altogether. It's pretty big difference. So with that, as it's spinning, it's going to give it more time for the calipers, for the disc, for the brake pads to actually cool down a little bit. So that is the main goal behind this brake setup. Was I wanted something that was going to allow me to have better braking. Not only better braking as in clamping force, but better braking as in I need to dissipate this heat so I'm not destroying rotors and brake pads. So I'm going to get back to trying to mount all this up, and we'll see where we go. So I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. Sorry about that. Just flashed you. So obviously I bought two different pairs of calipers. Not that they're different calipers as in different part numbers, but they're different calipers as in one set of calipers is black and one set of calipers is red. Now, the front of my car, I've got silver OEM calipers. I have not upgraded the front brakes yet. So all of my brakes are mismatched color-wise. So I could either do, obviously the silvers are up front. I'm not upgrading those probably until the springtime. The rears though, I can either have a black and a red on each side, either one for the foot brake and one for the handbrake, or I can have two blacks on one side and two reds on the other side. Now, obviously the color of the calipers doesn't matter, but I just, let me show you what I don't like. So when you're doing your brakes on your car, or you have a drift car where you have a hydraulic handbrake setup, I like my brakes to match. So like on this car here, you see it's got a Willwood caliper in the front, which is black, and it's got a red OEM caliper in the rear for the foot brake. And then in the front, it's got red. And again, red, and then black and red. So it's not that I don't like the look of the double calipers, like, different colors in the rear wheel, but I just feel like it looks better if both of the calipers are the same. Now, granted, these are just rust colored. And I do plan on, you know, going through the brakes or going through the calipers and getting them all colored the same color. But for right now, just to get the car going and to, you know, make sure that I'm not going to crack a rotor and send a rotor and send a caliper into the inside of my wheel. I just feel like, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I feel like, and this is what I did, I feel like putting the black on one side and the red on the other side is a better idea for me. So that's what it looks like with the black on one side. So I could do a red one here, or I could do a red one here, because they're both, you know, this is a driver side and this is a passenger side. So I have two driver side and two passenger side. So I could do a black and a red. But personally, I think it looks better if I just do the two blacks on one side and the two reds on the other side. Which, that's what I'm gonna do. It doesn't really matter what you guys think is better or what you think looks better, because, you know, it's my car. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the black on the passenger side, and I'm going to do the red on the driver side, and then eventually I will get them all coated the same color. As you can see by the fender being cracked and missing pieces, it's and the bumper being not painted all that well, she's long overdue for a refresh in the looks department. But I think this is the better option for me. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Also, while I'm saying that, can you go ahead and like the video? I always forget to say that. Like the video, subscribe, comment what you would like to see me doing. I'm constantly doing car stuff, whether it's getting dents out of a 350Z or doing diff fluid on a JZX90. I'm constantly doing stuff. So just let me know what you guys want to think. Let me know what you want to think. Let me know what you want to see. So one of the next things that I need to do is that sedan, the E36 that I was just showing you the rear brakes outside, that car needs a clutch. So do you guys want to see me do a clutch on an E36? Do you want to see us wet down the parking lot and do a backyard skid pad day? Or I don't know. What do you guys want to see? It's I've kind of missed recording stuff, and with being, you know, under the weather for the past few days, it actually, you know, feels pretty good to be back in the shop and getting some stuff done. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. It's the next day. I drove the car home. Definitely need somebody else to help me bleed the brakes a little bit better. That, or this is just how they feel. But I definitely want to try bleeding them a little bit more. Feels great. I was able to lock up the rears with the handbrake. I did hear a little bit of, like, not grinding, but I don't know, just a little bit of something from over here. Now, I did have a little bit of an issue with this side where it was they sell shims with the bracket kit, So, well, they don't sell them. They give you shims with the bracket kit. So I think that what I need to do is pop the bracket off and shim it a little bit, just so that it doesn't, I don't know. It clears. Like, I checked the clearance. There was nothing rubbing. Oh, actually, you know what? It is. So I have to shim that side. This side has enough clearance. I did that last night, or yesterday. I didn't record closing, and it got dark by the time I was done, so I wasn't really going to record any test drives or anything. And if I'm being honest, today's Thanksgiving. I was going to throw on my head cam and go for a little bit of a drive, but I thought about it last night, and I don't like driving for fun around holidays, simply because there's so much people on the roads that A, have no idea what they're doing, and B, they're all just trying to drive to and from their families. So, like, I'm kind of an asshole if I'm out there just driving around for fun, especially when my car is kind of obnoxious when the wastegate opens up. So we're not going to get any, like, fun driving videos, but pretty cool that I finally got the brake caliper upgrade installed, and I'm super happy that they fit under the 17s well. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the front brakes after driving it. I mean, I definitely, like, stepping on my pedal, I definitely need to bleed them a little bit more, but after driving it last night, I didn't feel any sort of, like, brake imbalance. I was a little bit worried about that, just because, like, obviously I'm putting calipers on the rear that are larger than the calipers that are on the front. But again, I was only upgrading the size to make the heat dissipation better. So I was just a little bit concerned that it was going to make it tail happy by stepping on the brakes, which it didn't. So I almost don't need to upgrade the front brakes, so to speak. I kind of feel like I can get away with the, stock caliper, but there's that little part of me that just wants a cooler looking caliper. It'd be cool to throw a Brembo or something up there. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I definitely need front brakes, front rotors at least. So if I'm gonna upgrade my pads and rotors, I might as well upgrade the calipers as well, right? That's what I did with the rears. I don't know. But anyways, I hope you all have or had a happy Thanksgiving. And remember, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I like doing these videos, and I would like to do them more. At this point, I'm kind of just doing all of this stuff for myself, like documenting, like, the building of my car and stuff like that. But if there's anything else you guys want to see, obviously I have access to a lot of vehicles. We've got access to space. We can, do little drift demos in our little area. There's tons of stuff we can do. So let me know what you guys want to see. Throw it down in the comments. You know, if you want to see more Japanese stuff, if you want to see more European stuff, if you know, I just help me help you help me. You know what I mean? Let's let's all help each other. Like, what do you guys want to see that, you know, people aren't doing or aren't showing? 'Cause